Welcome everyone to another episode. Now this just happened a few hours ago. Wrapping up a family vacation. This is typically what happens. You're far away from home, leaving a resort, indoor water park. Everyone is all relaxed, ready to get home. And literally after leaving the resort 10 minutes later, this is what I saw. So this is a recording from my phone. Now look at the correlation of the speed to the RPMs, and you can clearly see that the RPMs are way too high, and I'm just not upshifting. I'm not getting top gear. So not sure what's going on. Typically I keep an extra scan tool in my glove box, but a buddy of mine has it, so that's my own fault. Bottom line, don't lend your stuff out because you never get it back. So fortunately we made it home. Let's plug in the scan tool and see what's going on. And this is my favorite of all my scan tools. This thing is fantastic. It's completely driven by Bluetooth, so no wires required. Okay, here we go. And what I'll do is a screen recording so you can see precisely what I'm seeing. So let me record this for you guys. Okay, we're going to scan. Actually, hold on. Let's not do that. Let's do OBD. And as the scan tool is checking the system, my plan is, because it's already pretty late here and I'm a little tired, let's see what the problem is, delete the code. Hopefully that will allow the vehicle to essentially reset and maybe get back into top gear regarding the transmission. Once I find out what sensor is the issue, I can research it tonight, try to find it in stock, and then come back tomorrow morning, grab the part, and continue with the repair here. And if you're new here, this is a 2006 Acura TL, my personal vehicle. This is the first time in, 7 years that the check engine light has ever come on. One was for an oxygen sensor, the other for, let's find out. So let's read the fault code. P0705, transmission range sensor. Okay, so what that is another word for a neutral safety switch. So you'll see this very shortly. So ultimately, there's a switch that's attached or physically fastened to the transmission for two reasons. Number one, when you place your vehicle into reverse, neutral, drive, etc., low gear, it tells the vehicle's computer, hey, this is what gear I'm in, plus it also will register, in this case, on the dash. But the other reason, let's see if I can actually do this, a neutral safety switch will not allow you to start a vehicle in a reverse gear or a forward gear because you would launch the vehicle forwards or backwards. So if I put the vehicle into reverse and try starting the vehicle, see, I can't do it. Drive, can't do it. So neutral, it should start. Yeah, it does. So, but something is up with this switch. So what I'm going to do is, in the meantime, let's delete it. Let's clear the fault code. Yes. Okay, so it cleared. Okay, and now it's off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can at least get this switch. This is an old car, right? It's 20 years, so maybe the local dealer may not have it. So I have to research. Maybe I can grab it from a local parts store. Ideally, I want dealer, but let's see what happens then. I'll come back tomorrow. Let's grab the part. We'll jack up the vehicle. It's really easy to get to. And let's see if the vehicle is good to go. And here we are the next day. Just want to share this with you. This is why you want to keep an extra scan tool. It could be a $20 cheap scan tool that you pick up at Walmart and keep it in the glove box. If I had one yesterday, I could have simply deleted the code temporarily. The car's happy, and look at the RPMs. I would have saved a lot in gas. It's more comfortable, it's quiet, I don't have to drive with my hazards on. So keep that in the back of your mind, learn from that mistake, keep a scan tool in the vehicle. So let's jump to the parts store and get this car repaired. Now, to give a testament to the build quality of this vehicle, it's 20 years old. Look at all of this crud. It's 20th year here in the Northeast, 20th season of winter storms, and it just keeps going, this car. Second time the check engine light has ever come on for this vehicle. So right here is where the sensor lives. We have a plastic cover. And if you're curious on how I know that, I have the repair manual for this vehicle, the same one as the dealers use. You can pick them up maybe 20 to 40 bucks for most vehicles. Buy it. It will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. Plus, you don't have to waste your time doing web searches. You have the manual there at home. All right. Harness connector. Ugh. That's stubborn. Ugh. Oh, I can see the problem right here. It's cracked. Flip side, let me see. There's two fasteners. Let's do this. It's going to give me some more wiggle room. Let's just remove it. And this is something I often say. You'd be shocked, guys, how many things you can do at home. And over the course of time, not thousands, but tens of thousands of dollars you will save. Take my word for it. Take my word. Okay. Now, before we remove that sensor, I should have done this first, but put the vehicle in neutral, okay? Okay, put the car in neutral. This should slide off. There we go. All right, you see right here? Oh, right there, there's a crack. Now this is why you want to place the vehicle in neutral. Then I'll talk about this part when I reinstall it. Right here, this is the section of the sensor that rotates. So this would be park. Hold on. Reverse. Neutral. Okay, and you have a few indentations. One up here, and there's a couple down here. And with a feeler gauge, everything lines up, okay? Same with the new part. Everything lines up. That's why you want to place the transmission in neutral. This would be park, okay? So if I left it like this, then I would have to turn the new part counterclockwise to roughly 10 o'clock to match. I don't want to do that. Let's just leave it alone, match everything up. That's why these indentations are there, to match up, place the transmission in neutral, and you're good to go. Now, the second thing, I rarely ever go aftermarket. Typically, I buy OEM parts or really good parts. In this case, just could not find anything in stock from any local Acura dealers. The part is 170 bucks. Hold on. But in this case, there we go. In this case, it was $100. So not inexpensive, but the only parts store, hold on, I may have to do this with two hands. The only parts store that had it in stock was Autozone. $100, not cheap. So my plan is, if this doesn't work out, I'm going to buy a used part tonight just in case. OEM Acura part off eBay for 50 bucks. If this doesn't work out, I'll remove it and reinstall a factory part. All right, guys, pretty much done here. I have the scan tool. Let's first make sure we can only start the vehicle in park or neutral. So in reverse, nothing happens. Drive, nothing happens. Okay. Mr. Scan Tool, and let's wrap it up. Okay, let's also check the indicator. Okay, here we go. And as this does the scan, as usual, I'll list everything below regarding what you saw here today. And I also have this little guy for the future. Okay. Yes, it looks like there's nothing going on here. Nothing, not even pending. So at the very least, this would have popped back on, but now we have a brand new part. If there is any hiccups, I'll install a used part, but nonetheless, something anyone can do at home. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.